And there we go. Going live in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm not a dancer, but hey, it is what it is. You put up with me, I guess. So the what's happening in the world? It is still very much a COVID world, as we know. So we are all dealing with that, and thank you to all the truck drivers and other first responders, everybody who's on the front lines during this COVID thing. It's something that we will be able to tell our grandchildren about. Hopefully nobody else ever has to live through something like this. So it is what it is. Truck drivers, you're doing a great job. I just want to say thank you so much. To all the safety managers out there, we are going to start in about 1 minute, and we're talking still or again and continuing on with CVOR and how to survive an MTO facility audit. This will be the last broadcast of 2020. Can't wait to see this year end. Looking forward, perhaps like no other. I'm looking forward to 2021. I don't think I've ever been so anxious to see a year leave us as I am to see 2020 get the heck in the rear view mirror. All right, so hopefully everything is good with you. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, or if you just get some time off. My God, we need a rest. So happy holidays to everybody. All right. We are just seconds away from starting this broadcast. All right, with that, we are now, let's go to the Secrets of Safety Dawg, the intro. We normally go live every Monday at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Mondays at 1. Today is the 21st, and as normal, we are going to go live. So we are talking about CVOR and how to survive an MTO facility audit. And I'm your host, Chris Harris, a Safety Dawg. Geez, just thinking about it, probably about 30 years of safety experience. Just for those of you who don't know me, I still have an AZ in my pocket, was a safety manager, an operations manager in the trucking industry before I joined an insurance company. And the insurance company, of course, we did, my role there was to go out to the insureds and offer safety advice. And my report greatly affects your insurance premium. So those safety people that are out there doing the job today, please treat them with kid gloves, because they absolutely impact your safety, or sorry, your insurance rating and everything like that. So, oh, I forgot, we want to go to the news. I always start off with the news first. And what did I find this week that I thought was interesting? This one, as traffic has declined, truck speeds have increased. Now, at first I thought maybe they were, hey, say hello, whoever is out there watching. I don't know. See, I don't know why I don't have my, there, I'll bring the comments up. There we go. Say hi, leave me a comment. I don't know, when I first read this story about traffic decline, truck speeds increased, I thought they were talking about speeding, going over the posted speed limit. But as it turns out, they didn't. What they were talking about is because, and this was put out by Samsara, the ELD provider, they're able to track the fact that trucks are actually getting to their destination a few minutes earlier than in the past, because traffic has lightened up. They're not hitting the same number of slowdowns. So I thought that was great news. All right, don't know what happened there to the screen. Hopefully we're not going to have all kinds of technical difficulties today. But that was what I wanted to talk about, the news. And oh, I see Chrome is giving me a hard time today. Isn't that interesting? Chrome's flashing in and out. I did want to change screens and show you this one screen while I was here on the internet. Remember that we are talking about the Commercial Vehicle Operator's Safety Manual in this series. And as you can see here, if you're about to write the CVOR test, yes, you have to write a test in order to get a new CVOR license. These are the modules that you want to concentrate on, and we are talking about Module 7. And we're diving deep into module number 7. So continuing on with that, let's get over to Keynote. Oops. And there we go. Keynote now. Let's make that big. Come on, Keynote. There, I think something's happening. Yay. Uh-oh. I use a Mac. Whenever you see that beach ball, that is the screen of death. So we have covered the news. I thought that was interesting that truck speeds have not increased, but the truck drivers are getting there quicker. And if you wanted to see the story yourself, there it is on the screen. How to prepare for an MTO CVOR audit is what we're talking about. And I just see myself here in the camera. I forgot I had my hat on. I said last week if I remembered I would bring my Santa hat since I look like Santa's helper. So I thought I would do that, and I remembered. Yay! All right, what is, come on now, so last week we talked about policies, what policies your company needs. And if you need a policy manual, yes, Safety Dawg has one. You can reach out and talk to me about it. We'll customize it for you. This week we are talking about training. So in Module 7 of the Safety Manual, they specifically talk about training and the fact that you've got to do training. And I cut and pasted this right out of the book. Employers have a legal obligation under the Occupational Health and Safety Act to make sure that their staff is properly trained for the duties to which they are assigned. After hiring, train all employees and retrain when necessary to ensure that they will be able to carry out their responsibilities efficiently and safely. And then lastly, keep a record of all training. So that's what you've got to do. You have a legal obligation to do training and then to document that training. So the first piece of training should take place, in my opinion at least, in the orientation. So the new hire orientation, when you bring somebody on board, you're going to welcome them to your company. You're going to give them the policy manual that you developed last week. And don't forget, there's a free table of contents at safetydawg.com/free. You can get that there. But you've developed policies, so now you give the policies to the driver, and then you're going to orientate him to your company. You say, hey, this is how we do dispatch. This is how, if you hand in your paperwork today, you're going to get paid on time. This is what I believe in as the company owner. This is what I expect from you. Also, you're going to train them on the safety equipment. So some safety equipment, for instance, might be load bars, logistic straps. Certainly, fire extinguisher is a piece of safety equipment. How to use the truck properly would be safety equipment. Load security, MTO, these are the ones that have been listed specifically in Module 7 that MTO says that you should be doing. So load security, as well as, I believe, load securement, because of course you got to keep the load in the trailer or on the trailer in order for it to be secure, not to cause a crash. And then load security would be, don't talk to anybody about your load and how to keep it safe while you're on the road. The vehicle operation, you can't assume, for instance, this past weekend, I was doing a road evaluation of a driver, and I did not write up the road evaluation because this driver, as it turned out, could not drive a standard. And that was the truck we were given. Actually, the first truck we were given had a flat tire, so we couldn't take that one. And then the second truck, he couldn't drive a standard. So we ended up, he tried. However, I decided just to take the driver back. So And he's an owner operator, but he owns an automatic. So it'd been a long time. He operated safely, by the way, but he couldn't shift. Anyway, so you want to make sure the driver understands the vehicle operation. And of course, next year, 2021, I believe it's in April, there's going to be a new designation on the driver's license that AZ drivers may have a designation that it's automatic only. That'll be interesting. You want to train the driver. Again, this is specifically mentioned in the CVOR manual in safe driving, as well as the hours of service. Yes, I know drivers come to you and they know the hours of service. Do they? I'm not so sure that they do. So the hours of service, you've got to train them in that, as well as vehicle maintenance and the National Safety Code. If you don't know what the National Safety Code is, just Google it. I believe there's 13 or 16 pieces of the National Safety Code. You're supposed to update the driver. Most drivers from Ontario have never heard of the National Safety Code, so you've got to do that for them, as well as your company safety program. So you need to have developed a company safety program, and now during the orientation, you're going to teach the driver the company safety program. Transport legislation, such as the Highway Traffic Act. That would be a really good one to start with, the HTA, the Highway Traffic Act. Occupational Health and Safety Act. So different legislation specific to transport. And I would start with the Health and Safety Act, as well as the Highway Traffic Act, are two certainly that I can think of that you would want to address specifically with the drivers. All right, so that again is going deep into Module 7, and next week we are going to talk about annual reviews and progressive discipline. Again, this is right from Module 7, so I urge you to download the book if you're a safety manager wanting to know, or if you're an owner of a small company wanting to know what it is that MTO wants to see when they come in for a facility audit. And many of these things will help you defend a claim, which your insurance provider would greatly appreciate if you have great defense. So do that. Don't forget to check out safetydawg.com free and see what is up there. I didn't post anything new this week. I think there's 4 or 5 items there that you can check out. And as I say, Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, have a great, awesome holiday. After this year, we really deserve to be relaxed for the holidays and have a wonderful new year. I sure as heck hope and pray that 2021 is better. I won't be on the air until next year. All right, so the first Monday of January is when my next live broadcast will be. For all of you, hey Nick, how are you? And Nick Wiersma says, let me see if I can do that. Can I pull that on here? Yes, I can. Look at that. Nick Wiersma says, Merry Christmas to the Safety Dawg. Thanks so much, Nick. I appreciate it. Hope everything goes well with you and your family for the holidays. All right, that's it for this week. A Safety Dawg's out. Merry Christmas to everybody.